Well, hey FCC, my name is Steven and I'm on our digital engagement team, and our theme for this week is generosity. And today we're going to look at Romans chapter 8, verses 31 through 32. This is what Paul says. What then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? He who did not spare his own son, but gave him up for us all, how will he not also, along with him, graciously give us all things? Romans 8 is this incredible letter written by Paul to Christians in Rome. And chapter 8 is known as the crux of the entire letter, a focus on the immeasurable gift of salvation in Jesus. And Paul here is stressing how incredible and magnificent the gospel is. And when you just for a moment think about the implications of this, it's astounding. I mean, God gave us the greatest gift, the gift we could never earn or repay, Jesus. And God gave us this gift not because we did anything to earn it or achieve it. In fact, Paul says earlier in Romans chapter 5 that God proved or demonstrated his love for us by sending Jesus while we were still sinners. In other words, before we knew we needed it. God was willing to do anything for us. And if he didn't hold back giving us the greatest gift, how will he not give us all things as well? When we look at our lives, do we see evidence of God's goodness? No, this doesn't necessarily mean that we have material wealth or possessions or ease of life. Those things are nice, and we're grateful for those and the way they're provided. But really it means grace, God's peace, the relationship that we have with God. This is worth immeasurably more than anything else. It's from this position of all that we've received that we are truly able to give. Henry Nouwen, who was a professor and author, once said that when you have claimed yourself as God's beloved child, then you begin to grow into the freedom to give gratuitously. When we embrace our identity as those God loves, and when we truly understand the depths of his grace and generosity towards us, we can't help but give generously in our own lives. See, generosity is really at the heart of the Generations campaign. And that's because generosity is at the heart of God. God has given us the ultimate gift by sending his son, in whom we have forgiveness and peace and new life. Giving generously of ourselves to God and others, really it begins when we understand what God has given to us. The greatest gift we could ever receive has been given. How can we not in turn desire to give back from all that we have received? Paul writes elsewhere in the New Testament that each of you should give what you have decided in your heart to give, not reluctantly or under compulsion, for God loves a cheerful giver. I think what he's saying here is that we set aside time to reflect and plan and really just enter into our hearts, the core of who we are, to consider how and what we'll give. This is a way that we respond in love, in grace, and generosity to all that God has done for us. And we do that with joy. Thanks so much for joining us for this devotion today. We hope you have a great rest of your day.